How is everyone doing today? It is about 5:30 and I am in my basement, 5:30 a.m. by the way. I'm in my basement slash laundry room and I am about to deep clean the floor, but I wanted to give you a glimpse of the space and what I'm working with. The area in the back that you saw is I had been using it as a storage space, but my kids were back there and sort of trying to, I don't know if your children watch YouTube. I try to limit it, but they watch these videos where they're making secret gaming rooms or maybe just some sort of secret room. Not anything weird or crazy, but like a playroom, a play area. And so that's something that she was sort of putting together, and I just hadn't had a chance to go in there and clean it up. But this is, I guess, the baby step towards doing that. But this is a task I had been procrastinating on, and we've been in this home for over a year, and it was just one of those tasks that seemed like I just didn't have the energy for it, or it was like in my head too big of a task to even start. But I did make a job transition and I have a lot more energy. I've been getting a lot more done around the house and I have less anxiety and I'm able to think more clearly and have more focus, and I'm just tackling a lot of jobs around the house. So today was the day to do the deep clean on this floor in our basement area. Most of our basement is finished, so it looks like a family room, and then there is a bedroom in the basement. But we do have a few storage areas, but this is where our washer and dryer are. But it has that basement feel, and the floor was really dusty and grimy. But right now you see me just picking up. There was a lot of garbage and just items that were in the way of me going to start this project. So I'm just picking everything up, and then as you see, I got my vacuum. So I'm going to vacuum it all up, and then I will then take a bucket of water and with paper towel, and then I wipe up the dust with that. That's the first part of my deep cleaning. I guess the vacuuming would be the first part, but then I do the water scrub, and then afterwards I get some dish soap in a bucket of hot water, and then I scrub the floor with that. And I'm using paper towel. I just want to get the dirt up off of the floor and then just throw it away. So it just was so dirty that's the route that I took. As far as the dish detergent, and this is a non-sponsored video, I may say that more than once just because it's a lot of time to talk to you and I don't want to forget, and there's a lot that I feel like I might be talking to you about. But seventh generation, it's unscented. It's a lot less thick than some of the other brands I've been using. And I love that I don't have the scent if I wash someone's water bottle and then I smell it afterwards, or I'm filling it up afterwards. It doesn't smell like dish soap. It just smells clean. And also, just when I am rinsing the dishes off, I just feel like the soap, it just feels like a much lighter rinse, and I just really like it. So that's what I've been buying. And that's what I used for the floor. I could have gotten I have some other floor cleaners, but I have this thought in my head where I just don't want chemicals on my skin. And like I was saying about procrastinating on this task, I just wanted to make it easy for myself. And in that way, it was just get some dish soap and just get the dirt and the grime up off of the floor. And then in the future, I do have a mop, and I'll just take maybe one of those products and then just wipe up the floor that way. But this was sort of and I do get on my hands and knees and scrub. That's what I wanted to do with this task. And as far as getting on my hands and knees, I grew up with my mom, watching my mom do that she would clean the kitchen floor and other areas of the house that way. And now that I'm an adult and I have a home to take care of, I do like doing that in spaces that I can do that. It just feels like I can get the floor cleaner. And also in my mind, I feel like it is something quicker, and that a quicker way to do it. And then also the physical part of it is nice because you're moving around and exercising at the same time. So that's why I do that. And also just want to mention that there's a bottle of laundry detergent that you'll see throughout the video, and it is the cap that you would use to measure the detergent is not on the container, and I'm aware of that, and it's a brand new container. I had to buy a new one because the other cap I think got thrown away by mistake, and so I didn't want to just guess how much detergent I would need with that particular brand. So I purchased another container of it, and just so that I could have access to the cap. But just in case you saw that and you thought about with me having kids around, I am aware that it's off. I'm aware that it's something that, crossing my fingers, that wouldn't be, I mean, yes, my kids, I don't want them to, it would be out of reach for them is what I'm trying to say. I'm not crossing my fingers about it. I know that I'll put it out of reach and that they'll be safe. So if you happen to notice that is the story behind the cap. And I want to I thought that it would be interesting to talk about the benefits to cleaning because I thought it would be motivational, and it makes sense that as I'm cleaning, something for us to talk about. So the first benefit of cleaning that I found that I thought was really awesome, it releases endorphins. And that means that as you're cleaning, you will be relieved of pain and stress. So that is something that maybe can motivate you. Just the act of cleaning relieves pain and stress. And then also part of cleaning, as I was putting this list together, and I just Googled it. I Googled the information. That's how I came across everything. But basically, just picking up items off of the floor. So maybe you don't have a spray of chemicals and that you're wiping anything off, but just picking toys up, putting clothes away, and clearing out a space. That to me is part of cleaning. I don't know if I skipped over the part where I talked about using the dish soap instead of a chemical cleaner. Like I don't like touching chemicals, and so to make this process easier, that's why I used the dish soap. If I forgot to touch on that. But okay, so going back to the benefits of cleaning, you will definitely have better sleep because you are creating a calming atmosphere. And if you think about it, if you get ready to go to sleep and where you sleep, let's say it's your bedroom, it's cluttered and there's a lot of dust around and crumbs, or maybe stacks of garbage, or just who knows, just a lot of stuff. That, to me, I could understand where you would feel like not as relaxed as if you're looking around and everything's put away and you know it's clean, you know the space is a clean space. So there's a difference there, and it can lead to better sleep. You have less stress if your space is cleaned, and then you also have increased productivity. So when I finished doing this basement deep clean, I worked out and I felt like just awesome for getting so much done. And I woke up at 5, and then I got down to the basement by 5:30, and it took me about 2 hours to do this job. So from 5:30 to 7:30 was the time range, and at 7:30 I worked out, and I was at home doing a video, an at-home workout video, and my son was actually watching me. So I like to do those when I'm not able to leave the house and work out. So, and moving on, we have, increased productivity, better air quality. If you think about just wiping up dust off of a table or a surface, or just dirt off of the floor, even grass, if people are wearing their shoes in the house, or they're bringing in dirt and grass and other elements from outside, just by wiping that up, you will have better air quality. Deter pests. I know that in our house, when it gets to be closer to the warmer months, spring and summer, that if crumbs are left out, then we will have ants for sure. And my kids like to eat in other rooms aside from the kitchen. I've been trying my best, trying to avoid that. I don't let them go upstairs. That to me is just extra, where they usually want to be by the TV. So what I've been doing, and we're actually getting a new sofa, so I'm sort of afraid of this. I'm trying to guide them in the thought already of having nicer furniture, and so that they don't eat on the furniture and have all the crumbs. And so what the furniture that we're actually using right now, we have been in this house for, I believe it's been around 2 years, and we used the furniture that the previous owners had. So and I'm allergic to dogs, and they actually had a dog. So it was time I've lived with their furniture long enough that it was just time to get what I had in savings and use that for a change for new furniture. So that's what we're doing. But the couches, the sofas that we had, to me they were used, and so the kids were eating on those couches, the sofas, but trying to avoid that with having a newer piece of furniture and have them be on the floor. But the point of this whole story was just that if they're eating in the house and crumbs are left, the ants will come marching. Okay, reduce allergens. To me, that goes along with the better air quality that I talked about with the dust, just getting dirt cleaned up. Reduced injury. I guess falls are a big injury that can happen within your home, and I found that on Google. So if you want to look further into that, you could look that up. But just being careful and having items off of the floor. For us, it would definitely be toys that are are everywhere. And I know that I've stepped on toys and yes, I'm sure I have over the years tripped over a toy. And some of those toys are very sharp. And I mean, it could have turned out a worse way, but I'm okay. I never had a serious injury from that, but just being careful. So, and then sense of control. You have a better sense of control, a benefit of cleaning. You have a sense of control. That's what I found on my list here. Better physical health. I talked about how when I'm on my hands and knees doing this cleaning, that I'm moving my body around. And I used to work in healthcare. And when I had that job, I would hear the nurses every now and again tell the patients that just keep your body moving, keep going. And if you don't use it, you lose it sort of situation. So I always think of that. And when I was working in healthcare, there was a very depressing part of it where you're seeing and you're around a lot of people that are sick, that they're ill. And it sort of it can be hard. It's hard. But moving on, reduce allergies. I talked about that. I guess it was on the list twice. Boost mood. So you would be happy if your space is clean. That's supposed to make you happy. And I know last night I cleaned up the toy room and there were toys all over. It just, so many days go by and then the kids decide, hey, I want to dump a bucket of toys all over and just make the space look messy today. And it happens, and then I don't always get to cleaning it up due to busyness and doing life. So all of our children are in sports, and my son has football, and his practices are Monday through Thursday. This week they've been changed a little bit, but he still went Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for practice, and that's in the evening. And we really don't, supper is sort of like a quick sandwich, or last night they had a frozen pizza afterwards. So I'll feed him something before and then he eats something after too. So it's a quick time for us right now. And that's how rooms get left to be, where it's a little bit messy and I don't get to it. Okay, and then cleaning is exercise, enhanced mental clarity. It enhances your mental clarity to when you're cleaning. I guess you would have less to look at and think about, and that maybe would clear some space in your mind to move on to other tasks or things that you'd like to think about. Fewer germs. You're wiping surfaces and you're getting rid of germs. Be happier with a clean home, decluttering, and mental health. Some of these go along with others, but as far as the decluttering and how that relates to your mental health, just in my experience, I can speak about this. If I take the time to gather items that we no longer need or want, or that I'm not using, it is therapeutic. And then the act of donating it to a donation center or thrift store, that is therapeutic too, where it's just you are getting rid of these items. And I don't always like to throw items in the garbage. I feel like I just hope that that it can be repurposed in any sort of way. But sometimes that happens where something's broken or stained and I throw it away. Ease asthma symptoms. This is cleaning can help with that. And it's along with just going back to the dust and the allergies, cleaning up the space and reducing any dust. Eat healthier. Elevated stress levels crave junk food. So if you are, and I know that that's true. I went to Walmart with two of my children needing some last minute school supplies, and I hadn't really eaten, and it was a stressful experience. And when I got home, I took down two cupcakes. And this is coming from someone who very rarely eats sugar. I try to avoid it. It doesn't make me feel that great. As I'm saying this, I just want to sort of not say, so I do eat sugar. I feel like your body needs sugar. I feel like every now and again, your body is looking for a treat or something sweet. But I have, over the years, cut down a lot on how I used to eat versus how I eat now. And I can touch on that in another video, or if you have any questions or comments and you want to ask me, we can talk about that more. But okay, we also eliminate harmful pathogens. You also have improved focus. I would also put that in the category of the enhanced mental clarity. In my mind, that seems to be the same idea. And then create an effective use of space. So I don't know if you noticed, but in this video, I gave that first glimpse of how the space looked. And then I was moving items around, and it did clear out a lot of the space became more open. And also just the thought of, why is this here? This has been here for months. We don't need that. If you have objects taking up space that you don't even use, and that is part of the decluttering process, and then just a benefit of cleaning where you wouldn't have really looked at that or thought about that maybe just in your busy day-to-day schedule. And then as you're cleaning, you think about it. Okay, so those are the benefits of cleaning that I just wanted to just discuss that briefly. And then here I am, so I'm finishing up and I'm probably halfway through this process, and I was so happy that this was done. But I do want to mention that I saw a YouTube short where there was a woman, and she was her video was flawless. It was amazing. It had over 2 million views, but she was recreating what YouTubers cut out to show what gets edited out. And someone had said, why don't creators or YouTubers leave in some of the footage? And so I left in parts where what am I trying to say? I left in parts where I was moving the camera. So that is so I left that in just because of that. I thought it would be interesting. But we're now towards the end of the video. I wanted to talk about my transition from my previous job to my current job. And my current job, I'm a substitute teacher, but I would consider myself a partial stay-at-home mom. I was working in healthcare, and my hours were from 5:15 until 1:45, and it just got to be the wrong situation for our family. My personal life was pushed to the side, and it was more of I was working a 40-hour work week, and I was very stressed out. I had a lot of anxiety over my position, and I decided to make a change, and I did find a job. I just started looking, and I found a job as a substitute teacher, and I can make my own schedule and then be off with my children in the summer. So just wanted to mention that if you had questions about my story and my life and what I'm doing. But if you could leave any comments, if there's any videos that you'd like to see or just suggestions, I would love to see that. But otherwise, thank you for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.